like today in the Vajrayana tradition or in Mahayana tradition, we have had different Zen teachers, for instance. So we're very glad that tonight Dr. Kalsang will illuminate us more about the Tibetan view of the core Buddhist principles. She is a Thai, and as a Thai grew up as a Theravada Buddhist. She was a professor at Chulalongkorn, teaching about the Tibetan language, and thus making the connection. She became interested in the Tibetan approach to Buddhism, and she has now set up the Thousand Stars Foundation with a center here in Bangkok and a center just recently opened in Hue. So please give us the floor.
Thank you so much for the introduction, for inviting me to come here. It's so wonderful to visit the place first time for me, and also to give a talk first time here at Ban Ari Foundation. Actually, the center in Hue Hin was established around the year 2007, so no longer new, but the center in Bangkok quite new, about a year ago. And in the beginning, I was thinking to talk about the nature of mind from kind of contemplative, reflective style. But today I was thinking that, we've been spending life in busy time and using our intellectual mind quite a lot. So instead of going into kind of academic or contemplative, I would love to talk about the mind from my own experience, from what I have learned and practiced. And then later on, at the end of the talk, would love to invite you all to join me in meditation, the approach that we have done, the approach that transmitted to me by my teachers. So that's something would like to tell you. I was born Theravada Buddhist, like many Thais, and I never wanted to leave Theravada Buddhism. But my karma took me to study Tibetan language, and I did a PhD in Tibetan linguistics. And then I did a field work in Nepal. During that time, I was staying with a Tibetan family and walking around the Great Stupa every evening, like many Tibetans who are devoted Buddhists and do merit making by circumambulating the Great Stupa. Then later on, I got a scholarship to go to Tibet, which is now part of China. And then I became involved in Tibetan spirituality. I met my teacher, who was a Dzogchen yogi. Now he passed away 11 years ago. And after that teacher passed away, his name is Kuntra Lase Rinpoche. He's a lay yogi, a lay master, and he never wanted me to study in a temple or leave society for the mountains for solitary retreats. He wanted me to work for people, for beings, by doing a great project called the Great Stupa, which, if time allows, we will talk about it later. So after my first teacher passed away, I decided to study with Suchen Rinpoche, who is still living. Rinpoche is now almost 90 years old. He is from Tokten Monastery in Amdo, Tibet. And through him, I received the whole Dzogchen instructions, the complete teachings of the great perfection in Yung Trung Pern. And that required an intensive 3-year training and solo retreats including 100 days, doing what is called Tummo meditation based on Dzogchen practice, and 49 days dark retreat. So that's some sort of background which helped me see the importance of introducing the concept of the nature of mind or awareness to students.
Speak a little closer to the microphone. I think maybe
Oh, okay, like this? Okay, better? Okay, yeah, thank you. So that through the experience and the intensive training, I saw so many wonderful instructions which are part of the ancient profound wisdom of Tibet. Even though part of the instructions have been translated from Tibetan into English and other languages, including Thai, like the book that I brought today is on rainbow body, part of Dzogchen teaching, which translated from English into Thai by me, this book. But it's based on the instructions by the lineage of our root masters. So from the training, from the experience that I have, I know that the concept nature of mind is something really significant for us, particularly in our modern time, when now we have AI so smart. They answer all the questions. They never say, I don't know. I guess, they say. And they answer all the questions. We are in the time of information. And so many things that take us outside our true nature. So we have to know our true nature. We have to find our inner wisdom. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You know, we've been confused and depressed because so many things happen without plan. It doesn't go according to our expectation. But if we know that we have the true mind, which never changes over the time, never goes after things that trouble our mind, then we'll look anew to our own self. So that's something I think is so important. You know, people take a lot of time meditating, but they might not know what the nature of mind is. So meditation takes time for result to happen. That's why I chose the topic today. And nature of mind and mind. So what's the difference? I know many of us might have contemplated on this, but I would like to say a little bit on them. You know, the mind is what we live with. We experience its energies, sometimes so wonderful, but sometimes so terrible. It's like we live in hell, you know, in the lower realms. The lower realms are here when you respond to all those destructive emotions, and then you keep them inside you, let them take over your space, you know, your life, then you're never happy. It's the source of temporary happiness and suffering. You experience happiness when people praise you. You experience happiness when you get a promotion, you get the honor and so on. But it doesn't last long. Then the other day, you experience something terrible. It's like up and down, and we are so busy, spending our life this way. We have to go beyond that, go to something that doesn't change. What we call in Tibetan is Ter. Ter means liberation. And I'm not talking about liberation after you attain Buddhahood. That's so far away and may take us several lifetimes. I'm talking about liberation at each moment. At this present moment, it presents an opportunity for enlightenment at each moment. So in our tradition, the nature of mind is emphasized. It's the state when samsara never takes over. From the very first time, when our memory doesn't have any karmic imprints. So it's long time ago, we do not know when. That's why in the instruction, use the word beginningless time. Each one of us has to discover that state, that first memory, and be with it, nourish it. Once we do that, whatever that happened to our mind will be gone, like waves dissolve in the sea or clouds dissolve in the sky. Whatever happened to us just are like clouds. They come and go. We do not invite them, including thoughts, and we experience them all the time when we first meditate. Then what happens is thinking, thoughts come, but they are nothing but our own energies. It's the mind's energies. So we have to go back to the very first moment, and that moment never leaves us. It's still with us, only that we have to discover it. And in that moment, everything is so clear and bright, and at the same time it's empty. If you want to catch it, you cannot, but still it's so vivid and clear. That's why in English, usually the word nature of mind or another associated word in Tibetan, Rigpa, is translated as awareness, because the term awareness has the sense of vividness. It's so bright and clear, but at the same time, it's empty by its nature. Before we meditate, we should reflect on this perspective, thinking about the nature of our mind. If you are so angry with someone, or someone says something negative to you, and with that state of mind you try to meditate, it's not going to work. One night, before I go to bed, I check my email. So the time when people still use email, many years ago. And then I received negative comment by one person. Oh, and then I told myself, why are you checking mail before you go to bed? It's the time you have to be relaxed and calm, leave all the work behind you. Why you have to check the email and then you found that negative comment? What do? I just sit without thinking about that comment. Just leave everything behind, thinking about the nature of mind before meditating, and just be there, just for a few minutes. But it's so powerful, and I had a good night's sleep. I always tell my students, whatever happened to you, go back to your nature of mind. The mind itself has no wisdom. You know, the mind that brings you here, the mind that takes you to work or to go to interesting places on your holidays, that mind doesn't have wisdom. It doesn't have the power to heal you. But the nature of mind can heal you, can bring you back to your own happy state, even though for a short while. But it's so powerful. So that is the main instruction that I have been teaching the students in Thailand and now in China, to ask them to meet with their own nature, nourish it by not emphasizing on the memories. Once you pay attention to your past, then the present is gone. When you plan for the future, the present is gone. You have to be here at this particular moment, and it's beyond mindfulness. It's not just being mindful, but it's cultivating, it's nourishing the sun of wisdom in you. In our tradition, we talk of the nature of mind resting at our heart chakra. That mind has its own palace, and the mind that is full of emotions, you know, destructive emotions, delusion, or all kinds of thoughts rest in the lungs. You know, when you are disturbed by someone, or you feel upset with something, what happened? Your breath is not stable. Your lungs are being disturbed because the mind is rising. This mind in Tibetan is called sem. Sem. In Tibetan, they have many words for all kinds of minds, you know. For the mind that usually thinks, responds, comments, feels, they call sem. For the mind that perceives without emotion, without evaluation, but perceives, thus the function of perception is called yit. And for the mind that pays more attention to concept is called lo. So many kinds of minds, but all of them have no wisdom. The only one that has wisdom is called Rigpa, which is translated as awareness, as I mentioned before. Rigpa is rested at our heart center. The mind usually stays in the lungs. When you are being disturbed, then the mind rises from your lungs together with the wind. And then you say something, you act something. Your hands, your movements, sometimes you kick at something or someone. You can control the movements if it's really strong. But if you are with awareness, then it's only love, compassion, it's only, you know, all the wonderful qualities. And you look bright, you look, you know, like loving. People want to be with you. Even though you are by yourself, you do not feel lonely because you are with awareness. But if you are with the Sam, then you feel sad, you are by yourself, you feel depressed. Some people are that way. But it doesn't mean if we do not practice this way, like in the Tibetan tradition, then you do not meet your awareness. No, awareness appears to you always with you. And that's why it's something common along many traditions, not only in Buddhism. Like in other traditions, people talk about love, compassion, talk about wisdom, but the methods different. And in Dzogchen, the methods for you to attain awareness, to be with your Rigpa, are quite specialized. You have a system of practice to make sure that when you meditate, you are with awareness, not with your deluded mind that disguises you, disguising you to feel that is emptiness. It might be your own thought. So to make sure the system happens, the curriculum which I studied, and it's so profound, it takes years because we need time to digest, we need time to ripen. Once we are ripened, the knowledge is with us, the experiences get deeper and deeper, and then we feel more and more compassionate, and we feel like sharing, we feel like helping other people. So the work I do is doing that curriculum, and now we are in the third year of helping people to understand Dzogchen, which is to understand their own mind, to be with the nature of mind. We have a practice which requires 7 days that you are with yourself, no telephones, no talking, no checking mail, just by yourself in a tiny room and be with a syllable called R. It's in the book, but it will take time. So the syllable R, which represents primordial wisdom, which is the nature of mind or Rigpa. Actually, the term nature of mind in Tibetan is another term. It's called Sem Nit. Sem is mind, Nit means itself. You have Dharma itself. This is mind itself. So whether we call the mind, the nature of mind or awareness, we are talking about the same thing, but maybe some minor aspects. If you are interested, I will talk later. Otherwise, I like to skip this part. So in that retreat, you are trained to look at R, the syllable R, so that you will be with your own nature. And so practicing like that until the last day, then the teachers, it can be one teacher, like in our case, it's 2 teachers, me and Ajahn Yenten at the back. So we introduce the student to the term Rigpa. They have to know Rigpa, know their awareness through their experience, not from the book. Before we give them a lot of materials to read, teaching them on the term awareness and more lessons related to Rigpa. But now we changed the system. The students have nothing to read during the 7 years, only be with awe. And it's so wonderful. Then they are ready because they have the experience. Then it's easier to explain to them what awareness is because they discover through their experience. Here tonight, I cannot do that. We have to have some foundation and some time. But I just want to tell you that this is a way we teach and the way I learn by being with the letter R first. And then after the 7th day, it's like the first day of Dzogchen starts, when we know what Rigpa is through our own experience. After that, we nourish nothing but Rigpa. And we remind ourselves all the time, at each present moment, clarity, the perceiver or the knower who is so clear at that present moment is nothing but your awareness. So each day in our life, whatever we do, wherever we are with Rigpa. So we do not have to be in a temple. We do not have to be in a remote area in Tibet to find it, because Rigpa has been with you over the years, over many lifetimes. And to me, why we are born is to discover it. You do not come to this earth to seek for Rigpa, but you come here to discover it, which is your own inner wisdom. You know, I'm from academic career, academic background. So many years spent in university, learning, doing fieldwork, thesis, writing, a lot of exams and giving exams to students. So many years doing all those, more on intellectual understanding. But in this tradition, intellectual understanding is not emphasized. One day, many years ago, we were in Kham area in Tibet, the eastern part of Tibet. And we were at a hermitage run by nuns, Tibetan nuns. The head nun, one night, you know, we were in a house on the mountain, very remote area, up the altitude of 4,000 meters high. It's called Sachuka, which means the Mekong, you know, the Kong River. So it's near the source of the Kong River, very far away, you know, to me, because I'm from Hua Hin, zero, you know, the sea level, going to that very high altitude. And we were talking. Then the head nun asked me, what is the mind? Oh, it's really shocking. It's more than 20 years, about 20 years ago. As a PhD graduate, a professor at Chulalongkorn, I couldn't explain what the mind is. You know, I could explain from theory, but not my own experience. It's shocking to me. But that question became so powerful in my life. So I committed myself. I'm going to answer that question from my own experience. And I look at the stars over there, and I know that they were calling me to go to the inner journey. So, and after that, I met my root master, who is a Dzogchen yogi. And what he told me is something very simple, you know, talking about the nature of mind. And that changed my life. So I told Kunriam, right, that I decided to leave my academic career over a night. It didn't take me long time to consider. You know, I just thought about it. I thought if I live until my retirement age and then I was sick or experienced something and then I couldn't answer my question, that would be sad. So I decided to leave my job. But then it's not just practicing on your own, like on a cushion, meditate, and be happy like that. No, it's different. My path is different. My teacher asked me to work for other people. I asked for a lifetime retreat, not leaving my house, and I can stay, and I believe I can do it even now. My teacher said, if you believe that, then you do not have to have the foundation. At that time, I just started the foundation in 2004. And I do not have to have the land that we just bought in 2005. You just have a little house, just fitting your body, that's enough. It doesn't take even one dry, you know the word dry, like the measurement in Thai. Not even one dry you do not need. And you can be in the forest if you like, or you can be anywhere. Just be with in that house, and if that decision helps you to gain realization, I rejoice. Otherwise, you build the stupa and work for other people. And I chose the second path because I believe in my teacher's wisdom. And so that path brought me to the nature of mind. And so it's so wonderful to be able to talk about it with all of you tonight. And now we have about 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Hmm? An hour? We still have more time? Oh, until 8, okay, so we have plenty of time. And you can ask questions, and also we'll do some meditation together. Maybe now asking question and I talk more. Yanten got an accident yesterday while teaching Tummo through call. Yeah. Yes, please. So the question is why.
Sometimes I feel this could be a bit of a selfish attitude. When there are injustices around the world, we are not addressing it. We are trying to get away from it. It's your, in the teachings you do, how do you balance the two?
Okay.
You become relaxed, your mind, but at the same time you need to address the injustices happening around.
Okay, thank you. The balance, right? And as I mentioned to you in the beginning, I wanted to be a lifelong retreatant. To that's like the goal of my life. But my teacher said it's wonderful, but if you can gain enlightenment that way, it's wonderful. Otherwise, work for other people and at the same time do the practice. And that's what we are doing, helping other people to know about their mind, helping people to rest their mind in the natural environment. We are located near the mountains in Hua Hin, actually at the foot of the mountains in Hua Hin. And what we do is helping people to be with their nature of mind and at the same time learn to be peaceful, relaxed, and compassionate in their everyday living. Our tradition is Mahayana Buddhism. Mahayana Buddhism, which has a specific term called Vajrayana. And in our tradition, we have 3 parts. The first one called Sutra. Sutra dealing with, not dealing with what we call afflictions, defilements. We try to get away from them, from the 3 poisons. The renunciation path. The second one is called Tantra. Tantra has an opposite philosophy. For Tantra, the poisons are not bad. They can be your friends. They can be your supports if you know how to make good use of them. So Tantra actually very important and beneficial for us who live in society, not become ordained as monks or nuns. So we have to work, get salary, do business, and all of this, definitely we have conflicts. We have, even in temple, also conflicts, but this is even more. But Tantra presents itself in the way that you can take care of your mind. You do not have to leave anything behind. Attachment can be your support. Anger, you can transform it into loving kindness if you are aware, if you have the methods. So for Tantra, we also do a lot of teachings and practices, particularly related to what I just mentioned about Tummo, about how to gain mastery over the winds, how to attain the union of the wind and the mind to support your nature of mind, not support through intellectual or through thinking. So that's the second part. And the third part is what I'm talking tonight, is on Dzogchen, which is called the self-liberation path. You do not care about the 3 poisons. They are there, but you do not follow them. You do not have to do anything with them. You do not have to leave them. You do not have to change them. Just be aware. When the sound, you hear sounds, if you pay so much attention to them, they can bring your poison out. Like, this sound is so terrible. It disturbs my sleep. This sound in my head is so terrible. I'm fed up with it, but I don't know how to take it away, because you pay attention to it. You might want to change it into something else, but for Dzogchen, you don't have to do anything. Just remind yourself that all sounds are empty by nature, and you rest in your awareness. then the disturbing sounds do not disturb you anymore. So this is a path that is so powerful, profound, and at the same time sounds easy to understand. But actually it takes time to truly feel and experience it. So we have all these parts, and all of them, can benefit so many people, many beings. Only that we don't call engaged Buddhism, you can call it, whatever the path you choose to follow. In my tradition, we practice the three of them, the three parts. And I'm developing a program for the students. Some of them, find sutra easier, not dealing with the three poisons easier for them. Then we are helping them to learn that path, and we call it Bodhisattva training. It's our experiment. It's going to happen next year for 1 month, and ended with nungne, with fasting. You do not have to, to care about food, about your attachment and nothing. So that's one path. All of them have compassion and bodhicitta, the awakened mind, the wish for all beings to attain enlightenment as the starting point.
Do you think it's possible in general for multiple different paths to have equal potential for spiritual growth and ultimately enlightenment? And if so, how is that possible, that there can be more than one path that proclaim different things, yet equally allow one to get to something like enlightenment, or at least the beginnings
Right.
of it?
Okay, thank you. Like in Tibetan tradition, we are talking about the three parts, right? The Sutra, Tantra, and Dzogchen. All of them take us to enlightenment, but with different timing. Sutra takes more time. You can study Sutra gradually, no side effects. Like it won't hurt you. You can do bit by yourself. It's like you walk to Tibet, you walk to Kailash mountain. One day you will reach the place. But it takes time. For the second path, supposed to be faster. You are dealing with poisons. It means you have to have understanding what the poisons are, and you know your methods well to be with them, to transform them, like changing snakes into your pets. Compared to like taking a car, going to Kailash, one day you will reach it. It's faster than walking, but it's the esoteric teaching. You need to have explanation. You must have a guidance. Otherwise, the text may disguise you. You think you understand, but it might not what you think. And with the mentor, then you understand the essence. Which is more important than which. It's faster that way, but it requires some help, from the more experienced people who we call teacher, mentor, or master. So that's another part. And then the Dzogchen path supposed to be fastest, because all the situations present themselves as materials for you to gain liberation. You can, when I say liberation here, as before, I'm not talking about the big liberation, with the capital L. I'm talking about the small liberation. Each moment is liberation. And you've been doing like this throughout your life. Then one day the big liberation will happen. We talk in the law of karma, whatever seeds we plant, we will get the fruits of those seeds or the trees of those seeds. It's the same. If you've been collecting your small elves, been working with your mind at each moment, then one day you get the big result, which is liberation from samsara, attaining Buddhahood, which in Dzogchen, we do not quite use the word nirvana. We use more uniting with space, attaining Buddhahood, something like that. So you see, it's the matter of time, and all are possible. Many practitioners have realized, have attained realization using the three methods. But your specialization might be on a particular tradition or particular method, like Dzogchen or Sutra. Or outside you might be a monk, but inside you are a tantric practitioner. That is the way that is happening in Tibet. Or outside you are a lay practitioner, but inside you are like a monk or a nun. So everything is possible.
How is it possible for they seem incompatible, right? The philosophies seem
Yeah,
contradictory.
it's right. That actually is a very good question, but because each system or each path has its own philosophy and methodology. And once, the best way, but usually we do not have the best way because we meet the teachings where after we have done so much thing in the world, and we do not have time for the studying and practicing the Dharma. But anyway, the best way is to start with Sutra and then go to Tantra. Once you go to Tantra, then the philosophy of Sutra, you do not think so much when you do the Tantra. It doesn't mean it's not good, it's good by itself. It's like studying in the university, the first year, second year, the first year program, you do your best, and it's the foundation for the second year. Then when you are the second year, if you still think about the first year, then you won't grow. So you go the second year and later. So that's something that happened. Yeah, thank you. At a place in Tibet, which is related to our practice, and actually most of our trainings are based on the practices of this lineage by a great master who attained rainbow body. It's mentioned in the book Rainbow Body, in the English version. You can check on him. His name is Chasa Rinpoche, attaining rainbow body in 1934. Not, many years ago, about 80 some years ago. So at the Hermitage, which now become a Buddhist academy recognized by the Chinese government. So at the Hermitage, we call Chasa Ritter, the program for the students who all of them are monks, start with the sutra, like 9 years, sutra, program 9 or 11 years, and after that you do Tantra, and after that you go to the mountain. After you receive the philosophy of Dzogchen, and you know how to practice Dzogchen, then you go to the mountain. No need to do any prayers. No need to recite mantras a lot, because you have done that all those Tantra years. Then you practice with your mind. You know, Sutra works with your body. Tantra works with your speech. And Dzogchen works with your mind, mainly. In the beginning, Dzogchen sounds like also body, do prostration, also reciting mantra, but it's for purification, it's for preliminary practices. Once you go to the advanced level, then you work with your mind. You train your mind, and then when you go to the outside world, you know how to live with awareness. So to me, this is the ideal system. But we do not have that privilege. I myself do not have that privilege. Our students do not. Most of them are already grown up. The youngest one may be 20, but you know, still have to go to university and also have to look for a job. We do not know whether the young students will continue, how long they can continue. But usually we meet the Dharma later in our life. For me, you know, I felt like going in the Dharma world at the age of 38, but I left the university at 44. So at that time, we do not have the privilege. But one good thing is that because we do not have much time in our life, we work hard. We become diligent. And we do not let opportunities go away from us. Mm-hmm.
Having an awareness of awareness, this empty fullness awareness, and you mentioned the wind of the mind, so the wind, with an analogy of a child, with the wind being a child, it's when it cries, it's not listened to because you're in awareness and you're aware of awareness. Then it becomes louder, like the wind becomes a storm. And then this storm becomes dysfunctional anyway. Can you address this issue of awareness, whereby an awareness of awareness and the process whereby you can prepare for this possibility? And you mentioned something about a snake or something changing the
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you. There are two aspects that I would like to talk about and give you an analogy of the child as well, okay, for the second aspect. But the first one relates to what I call the small L, the liberation at each moment. When things start in your mind, as soon as you are aware, they dissolve in space of your mind. So that is your victory, your liberation. We call the first level liberation. Like your liberation, as soon as it starts, you are aware of your mind. But usually it may take us longer, like we let our mind perceive and then form, you know, we call us sankhan in Thai, you know, like the 5 heaps, right? And one of them is formation, like thoughts coming, and you evaluate. As soon as you know, then it's your second level liberation. You liberate. You know. As soon as you know, who knows? Your awareness knows. It's not extraordinary energy somewhere. It's you. inside you. You know that you let your mind go out and follow things and perceive and talk to it. And sometimes it takes longer and it becomes violent, become like storm. Poisons appear. You get so angry and you've been angry for years. Some people angry for a long, long time over a few things and keep them in your mind. No matter how long you meditate, if you still nourish that anger, it is not helping you because it's like it's taking over your space and you let it be there. So as soon as you know, that's your third level liberation. Our practice, no matter what tradition we are, is bringing us to this liberation at each moment, and we try. Actually, if we have the habit, we do not need to try. It becomes us. Meditation becomes our life. We do not have to be on the meditation cushion to get this liberation, but we liberate. Oh, I'm sleeping. And then before going to sleep, I hear this terrible sound. It's so, it's disturbing my sleep. At that time, you remember. If you remember this technique, you will be fine. If you cannot stop that sound, and many of the times we cannot, it's from other people, other houses, you cannot stop. You just be there, take care of your mind. Then you liberate. So before the child become so violent, then already stop. And another thing that I like to talk about is the analogy related to the child, but it's not the child and the wind, it's the child and the mother. You know, your mind, your awareness that you've been developing or discovering, that is the child in you. And space presents itself as your mother. If you practice with liberation like this, one day your mind will be united with the mother's mind. And that is great liberation. The union of mother and child has been cited in so many texts, particularly in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, based on Dzogchen perspective. Mother is space, is emptiness. Actually, it's your quality, but it's difficult to practice on the outside, practice here. Once you gain your own nature, then you gain the nature of the base, of the space. Mm-hmm.
So, what is the actual technique you're talking about? Like, for example, when you hear the sound, do you mean like...
Mindful, but not mindful like, follow the breath and being mindful that way. That helps, but you are aware of your mind. First of all, you have to know what the nature of mind is, the nature of your awareness, and when things happen to you, like if you open up your eyes, you will see things, right? And that is what we do. We cannot control or we cannot stop eye consciousness. It always happens unless we cannot see the world. So once you open your eye, you see, but when you see, you know you are seeing, not more than that. But usually when someone comes to you, you think more. is this person looking good? What weird hat he wears, what funny dress she's wearing, or whatever, what funny way she talks, she walks. We are so interested in the outside world. Actually, the outside world has nothing to do with us. It just presents itself that way. It's like things in the dream. We dream of this and that, but the dream doesn't affect you unless you let the dream control your mind. Same here, the outside world does its own duty, its own function, but we let our mind cling on to it. And it's like we tie our mind. Each one of us is like a prisoner. We are free, but we do not let our mind free because we don't go to our true freedom. Our true peace is here. By responding, when you respond, then you are aware of what you feel, you think, then stop it. Once you keep stopping, then it's a habit. Now we have another habit of falling, running after, chasing after, and it's non-stop, and then we get tired. We have to be here at our present moment. This is another way of looking mindfulness. Mm-hmm.
So is it like a form of like dissociation from whatever is happening, or are you actually focusing more but on a different thing?
You do not focus, you just aware. So you focus, what you focus or remains, you remain in your nature of mind. So things happen to your eyes, form, so many forms. Things happen to your ears, sounds, taste, touch, and things happen in your mind, which is called thoughts. So all these are just appearances. Once you know, they do not disturb you at all. We often follow them, like we do not get the kind of liberation, I say, but it's never late. We just keep practicing. When we do like this, then the world is beautiful. Nothing is disgusting because it gives you materials for you to practice liberation at these three levels of liberation.
So do you mean like you have this reaction and you let it arise and you don't?
You look at your own reaction. When you react, you reflect on your reaction. When you think, you look at who does the thinking, and look at the thinker, not at the thought. Look at the thinker, then you will find something so wonderful. The thinker dissolves in space. No, we don't know where he or she comes and where staying, the place of going, it just becomes empty. And that is nature of our mind. So it's not really surprising that we've been thinking so much because our mind is empty. So many things happens in this empty nature. And for emptiness, it's not only empty. Nature of mind is empty, but at the same time clear, full of energies. And the analogy is always the sun with its energies. And we cannot say the energies are good or bad. That's our perception, but the true natures have no good or bad aspects. As long as we stay with our sun, the sun of awareness, but it's not easy. So we work on the energies of the sun as well. And the techniques presented in Tantra, very powerful, relate to the energies, like meditating on various deities, reciting many mantras. Then all those techniques bring you back to your sun, your own self. Thank you.
So I have a question. If you were to go back to the time where you were talking with the woman, about your mind, what is the mind? What would you say with your experience throughout the years? How would you reply to that question again?
I will not I will not answer that question from the mind perspective. I will answer it from the nature of mind perspective. So I will talk about the nature of mind, which is empty but clear at the same time. And once you rest in this nature of mind, you have boundless compassion that will spread everywhere. So I will answer only from the point of view of awareness. At that time, I do not know. So when I do not know, I only have the mind side. But the mind has no wisdom. It's ignorance. The base of the mind is ignorance. The base of the nature of mind is wisdom. So you have to go to the wisdom side. Then the answer will be okay. That's what I feel. And I thank you for the question. And it takes me long time. But I never forget that question. It's so powerful to me. I got shocked, because we always, think that our education, we are at this level, so we are quite okay. And then just simple question why I cannot answer. Okay. So maybe, okay, one more, maybe one more, and then we do meditation. We sit.
I wonder what would be your suggestion for people who just start practicing to have liberation, because I think most people they have loud thoughts in their mind, like they're ruminating in their past, they have regrets or fears about the future. So what is your advice on how they would, if they want to start practicing?
There are two ways, to answer this question. Two ways. One is traditional way, traditional system, which I learned, and I practice that way. And another way is kind of modern style, and it requires some training like we have tonight, like talking, discussion, and try to understand what the nature of mind is. And once we understand, we nourish it just by sitting. But because I don't use this method for myself, unless I finish all the practices that I have done. So if you ask me to choose, I would choose the first system, traditional style. If you have time, you are welcome to practice it. But anyway, tonight you will experience a glimpse of that meditation that you can take home and practice just by resting in your awareness. The problem is whether the state we are in is our own awareness. That's the great, big question. Because if it's not, we spend the rest of our life cultivating something that is not. So we will get another fruit, not the fruit we expect. That's why in this first system, requiring us to practice Tummo. You know, the Dzogchen college that I learned, we did Tummo for 3 years. And people wonder, I'm interested in the nature of mind, but why I have to spend a lot of time meditating on the subtle body, meditating on the channel and the winds and the drops and so on, because they give you experience of the nature of mind through energies. Like you work so hard on the body, we call the magical movements, after meditating on the winds. And at that time, when you sit, you know, it's no thinking at all. And the energy there is really important, the state there. Then you know what it is. And we get that also from the 7-day artery gazing, the gazing at the syllable R. You also get that experience if you are aware. So that's the traditional style. It's like, you know, molding you, gearing you, giving you all kinds of experiences because you need them. The other system is giving you direct instruction. But direct instruction might work for someone and not work for someone. But anyway, it's a very good start to have the direct instruction. At least, I hope, is inspiration and help you to reflect on the true nature of your mind and reflect, you know, what we do in each day, how much time we pay attention to the other side of mind, which is just our servant, not well, it's supposed to be the king, but we do not pay attention to it. We do not know its nature. So it becomes like we serve it. We serve the mind, not the nature of mind. Okay, so let's sit a little bit for 15 minutes. And if you like to learn my way, you know, usually we sit in 5 characteristics. The leg folded. If you are comfortable with the right on the left, that is fine. Or left on right, that is fine too. In our tradition, the 5 characteristics talking about number 1, the left leg on the right leg, and this, you know, all of them nourish the 5 wisdoms in you. For example, this way helps you to attain the wisdom of emptiness. But if you are not so comfortable this way, no problem. Only 15 minutes, so sit the way you feel comfortable, and you can sit on the chairs as well. And then you put the thumbs on the ring fingers, just pressing slightly, and you know, also the left on the right. But if you are not so comfortable, then do your style. And then the spine straight, spine. Once the spine is straight, your shoulders will be broadened, like eagle's wings. You know, if you do like this, it's not very good because no air. When it's no air, then your mind is heavy. So you have to let air coming in and out. Then the 4th characteristic relates to your eyes. The way you gaze is gazing down. In our tradition, we do not close our eyes. but we look in the beginning like the eyes downward at the tip of the nose, and then when we meditate, we just be with awareness, with the silence, empty state in our mind. And the fifth characteristic is the lips, our lips do not do not close tightly, just, gentle. The upper lips and the lower lips placing together very gently, as if air can come and go, as if there is a grain of rice between the two lips. This is just to give you knowledge, not that I expect you to do. Since you might have your own way of meditation, at least you know our system. And we put the hands on the laps and very relaxed, gentle. Your body still and your speech silence. Your mind is spacious. And you breathe in and out slowly. So please breathe in and out slowly. Do not have to follow the breath. Just breathe in and out and leave alone all those that disturb you. Leave them behind. Then we will say 3 sounds. You just focus on the 3 sounds after the breathing. So you do, let's do 7 breathings. And after that, I will say A, Om, Hum. Once I say A, Om, Hum, you can join me and just say A, Om, Hum without paying attention to other things except to the A, Om, Hum. We will do 7 times, and after that, just sit and be with your nature of mind. Whenever your mind goes here and where, that is the same, brings it back to the empty nature. I will explain this later, like guiding you later. So now, you can, if you don't feel comfortable, leaving your eye open, like a little bit, like almost closed but not closed. You can close your eyes, but closing your eyes in all the Tibetan traditions actually not emphasized, because it will take you to drowsiness and sleepiness. And open the eyes wide, then also for beginners will take you to the distractive mind. So you can just almost close but not close. In the beginning, like you see the tips of your nose. So we will breathe in and out 7 times. Now we will say Om Hum. No need to make it a melody. Just say it together and listen to the sounds Om Hum without making any evaluation. Now we will say only 7 times, and after that we will rest. Rest in the present moment, which is full of awareness. You know what is going on, but do not follow it. It's the first memory of no karmic imprints, no memories of what that happened before or what is going to happen in the future. Whenever you follow it, bring it back to your state, to your true nature. Practicing this way You do not have to follow breaths. You breathe in and out gently, but do not have to follow and analyze whether it's short or long. You just rest in your own awareness, which is bright and clear. Being mindful, being with it, like you are with the sky. Clouds of thoughts may come. When they come, you are aware. Once you are aware, the thoughts will dissolve in the space of your mind. So we'll sit a little bit. Always come back to your awareness. Always come back to the meditator, the mind that meditates. And once you are in that state, do not change it. Be with it. This state is inexpressible. You do not have to try to analyze, to describe what it is. Just be with it. Connect with it. so fast already after 8. Okay, is it good? All right, so I think I have to finish the session already after 8.
Well, okay, thank you very much, Dr. Kalsang, for sharing the knowledge and answering the many questions that we had. Maybe you can hang around a little bit. Some people may want to ask you some more questions. Thank you all for being here and supporting one another in our practice. Next week we still have a few sessions to go in December before we have a break between the end of December and early January. Next week, the person asking, our friend asking the first question, Dr. Kalinga, will give a talk on a very different topic. He will talk about the key Buddhist principles, but also how they seem to be quite identical to the principles of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and how we can use our Buddhist approach to, if I may paraphrase a bit, improve the world. So, looking forward to that. That's next week. The announcement will go up tomorrow. As to the practicalities today, please, as always, help us clean up the room. The brown seats go to the balcony, and the white seats go behind the curtain. And then in the room in front of here, you will find 2 donation boxes. As always, the Dhamma has been given freely, but it's not something that's has no value. If you want to express your appreciation, your gratitude, you can put some money in the donation box for Dr. Kalsang. And the other donation box is for Marie, who always gives our room for free. You can show your appreciation for that, for putting some money in that one. So thank you all very much, and hope to see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Kalsang, safe journey home.
Just one minute. Could I say something? There is a great master, a Tibetan master, coming to Thailand on the 5th and 6th of December at our center on Radamri Road. It's called Dechen. The master's name is Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. He is giving a course on dissolving the seas of samsara, meditation practice of the 6 logas. If you are interested, it's a course. You can contact the foundation for more detail. Thank you.
Thank you.
And some of us go to a nearby restaurant afterwards to continue the conversation and the dialogue, and everyone is welcome to join us.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Down?